Now be taken over by Suruchi Gaur, lead mentor and director, Netrika ACFE Review Course. Over to you, Suruchi.
Thank you so much, Monica. Thanks for welcoming here. I hope I'm audible to everyone.
You are. Yes, you are, Suruchi.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Tha-
yes, we can
Thank
hear
you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you so much to everyone. First of all, very, very good morning. It's a weekend morning. I would like to say a heartfelt thank you to everyone who could take out time from their personal schedule and could join us on this platform to give us an opportunity to present ourselves, to discuss, to share a lot of insights on CFE, which is a very useful certification for everyone who is working in the current domain, being fraud or internal auditing, investigation, prevention, or financial in that matter. So we will be deliberating a lot more on Certified Fraud Examiner as a designation today. We'll be taking you through how can you target this certification, how can you look forward to complete the certification in different ways. And we will be also taking you through a very, very short master class sort of a journey where we'll be showing you what all is taught in a certified fraud examiner certification and what you will learn. So, me myself, I am Suruchi Gaur. I'm the lead mentor for ACFE Review Course, which is licensed to Netrika India. Only for India region. We are the only licensed partner to do the review course for on behalf of ACFE. Along with me, I would be having the authorized trainer for ACFE, Mr. Sanjay Kaushik, as well today. He will be joining shortly till the time we will take you
Uh,
through other part of it.
I'm here, Suruchi, already.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining in today. Welcome to you as well. Yes. Anything you guys would like to ask, instead of unmuting yourself, we will give you a chance to ask certain questions in between the session as well. So you can drop your questions in the chat box. My team will take care of it, and wherever we have to pitch in, we will be answering you on that part. But yes, if you have any questions, just drop in the chat box in the middle of the session as well. And when we have question and answer round, we'll take it up one by one. Thank you so much again for joining in. So first, I would like to introduce Netrika, which plays a very, very important role when you say certified fraud examiner course in India when you're trying to complete this in India. Why? Because we are the only authorized trainer for instructor-led classes for ACFE review course in India. So we are bringing the review course, the certified fraud examiner course in terms of support, in terms of counseling, anything that you require from the India region perspective. We are the you can say we're representing ACFE in India. You can reach out to us. So we became this licensed partner back in 2019. So we have got 3 trainers who are training you, who are guiding you, who are sharing their thoughts with you, and they can be reached out on LinkedIn as well. Who are there in India can assist you and guide you as well from the perspective of becoming a certified fraud examiner if you are at all planning to do so. So we've already trained more. That this number is small right now because we did the same thing. I think last 6 months ago, we've crossed 500 in numbers when we say we've trained more than 500 professionals since we have every month we assist the participants to become a CFE in India. So we've crossed already a number of 500. So we as an aspect of training, so I'm assuming most of you would know if you've gone back and seen Netrika's website. We are the global leader in skill development, exclusive international certification partner, and authorized trainers for many international organizations, also for ACF in India. So we are the only authorized training partner for ACF in India, and also we're doing many international certifications, bringing different international certifications in different domains, like ACF is one of them. Then we also have RIMS, which is CRMP, Certified Risk Management Professional. Then we also bring to you a lot of security courses in India, also a lot of risk management and ISO courses in India from different part of the world. So we have been doing this for past 9 years. The training division for us incepted in 2000, early 2014, where we started partner with different authorized training partners across the globe, and we're bringing the trainings to India for international certifications. Moving ahead, we'll go back direct to the agenda for today. Why you should become a CFE. We're going to deliberate on that. And then, of course, the question that how can you? What are the different ways that you have to become a CFE? How can you prepare for it? What exactly is the checklist and what exactly is covered in the course? So we'll be taking you through that. Coming back to why become a CFE, why you should be looking forward to this. There are many questions when we are as a career aspect thinking that I should be doing this or that. There are many competition, not exactly a direct one, but looking at the domains that you are working in, there are different things that you would like to upgrade yourself to, and then you could get confused that I should do CFE first or I should do that. So why CFE, if you are in the domain, is the need of the hour. So I would request everyone to welcome Mr. Sanjay Kaushik, our lead authorized trainer for India ACFE review course, to deliberate on this question that why become a CFE. I also would like to mention about Sanjay sir's experience in this domain. He's having over 28 years of experience in the fraud and particularly in investigation domain. He has been the lead trainer for past to 2019 when we started doing the course. He's the lead trainer for the program. He's also ARVP ACES International. I can see many of you have joined from ACES International as well today. So would know that he's ARVP ACES International, having a lot of experience around this domain. He is your go-to person in case anyone has any query around this subject. He's the right person to catch hold of. Over to Mr. Kaushik to let us know that why one should become a CFE.
Thanks, Guru Suruchi, and good morning, everyone, on a very bright, sunny Saturday. Good weekend to everyone. I'm sorry, my throat is really bad. I've been traveling extensively last 8 weeks. Every week I've been to either a different city or a different country, so in a bad situation of the throat. But yes, coming to CFE, it's not bad. It's very, very good. Why you should become a CFE? If you're into working into either security domain or into a fraud investigations domain, CFE, as I always call it, is a gold standard. Today, when any organization globally is looking to hire anyone into the forensics fraud investigation domain, you will see they will have the line in the JD saying that if you are a CFE, you are definitely preferred over the other people who are applying for the job, right? So this is one of the reasons that why you should become a CFE. Besides job, when I did CFE, I became the ACFE member probably in 2004 or 5. It was very early, even when things were not there, and CFE examinations was not happening like it have used to happen in India today. You used to go out of India and give the exam, but then we worked hard to bring the exam when you can now sit at your home and do the exam. You don't have to go out anywhere. You will have to just uh, book the slot on your system. They will give you a slot, and then there are ways. Either if you want to go to any of the prometric system centers and give the exam, you can give that. Otherwise, you can just give the exam in on your home and on your computer, so you don't have to go. So CFE, why even when we hire, Netrika keep hiring a lot of people, we always prefer people having CFE. If they're CFE, then they're definitely given a preferred. Although it all depends upon how do you perform in the interview. But also, when you're a CFE, you definitely command a much higher salary than a non-CFE. It is said that a CFE will be definitely talking or commanding at least 6 times higher salary than the person who's not a CFE. And your career growth becomes much more higher or faster than if you're not a CFE. People in the banking domain, people in the government services. I just briefly saw somebody saying, I do not have a finance background. Even I am not a finance guy. You do not need to be a finance guy to be uh, a CFE. You can just be a CFE if you have an fraud examination, fraud investigation experience. You can definitely be a CFE for that. You should have the basic understanding of the finance. So, like, I'm not a chartered accountant. I'm not an MBA in finance, but I did CFE very early, and now I train people on CFE. So CFE, you don't require to be a finance background. Uh, we have people coming to us for getting CFE from Fortune 500 companies, the banks, the NBFCs, all the major large companies, people who are into any of the fraud investigation domain, they come to us for getting the CFE done. In fact, what we also done is, and this is nothing to do with CFE, but what we have been doing is, since we have been working with so many clients of ours as Netrika, and also we have people who are doing CFE. So we also help people to get placement, but that's not a guarantee. I'll just be very, very cautious about that. But recently, one of my client asked for that can I get a person who is looking into fraud investigations, because their earlier guy who was also referred by us has left. And we posted this job requirement into one of our CFE groups. We have multiple CFE groups. So one is the CFE, which is like people who have completed CFE. So we posted it into the CFE alumni group, and to my, and this is like just last week the offer was released, and it's one of the very large global company. They offered that guy, and that guy is joining in the first week of March there. So that's what is the another benefit of the network you get of the all the CFEs across. Not only the job, but also your career goes into a faster train.
Yes.
Next slide,
Very,
please.
very true. Yeah, very true. Very correct in that manner where you will be holistically uplifting your career, because what you learn through the course is a different level that you have got 4 different subjects that you master while you're becoming a CFE. And this gives an edge to the organization who's looking at a perspective of hiring a certified fraud examiner, because they know it that you learn the entire holistic part of the fraud domain, which is there are like you're going to be mastering investigation domain, then you'll be mastering the fraud prevention domain, you'll be mastering the financial transactions. We'll deliberate on that as well, that what exactly in that financial transactions, because people confuse it with the kind of financial that needs to be solved in the course. No, we'll be deliberating on that what exactly financial transaction as a subject have for you. Then you will be also mastering the legality around the fraud. So over to you, sir. We also would like to understand why organizations also prefer CFEs.
See, all the organizations have a major issue with the frauds, right? Uh, I also talk about India is a startup capital. With the startup, what happens is the promoter is busy with the idea, promoter is busy with the building the business, but he's also busy with getting the investments and other thing. He doesn't get time to look at the processes, he doesn't get time to look at the frauds. And the fraudsters take a lot of advantage to it and take their bounty out of that. There where the CFEs come in play, not only to do fraud examinations, but also to ensure that the organization does not get impacted by any fraud. So we as a CFE community, we as a fraud examiner community, help the organizations to save huge amount of loss because of frauds. So that is what main reason why people prefer CFE is, the organizations prefer CFE is that they know that one, you are qualified. Secondly, they know that you come from a community which is very ethical, very strong ethics. Second, another reason is that you people are going to save huge amount of money for them on the frauds. So anything which you save in the fraud actually directly adds into the bottom line of the organization. And what are the organizations working for? It is just for the bottom line. Every single profitable or a corporate or a commercial organization works for profit, right? That's the main reason they work for making profits. If you becomes the revenue earner or a profit earner for them just by saving those bottom lines and increasing the bottom line, you become the main part of their revenue earner team, not the expense team. So CFE gives you that an edge that you will be helping them to make sure that they are not impacted by the fraudsters. You save them from the fraudsters. These days, what we've also been talking about is the enterprise risk management. I have seen a lot of CFEs who have a lot of experience. They've gone on to the top and become the chief risk officers of the organizations. It is not only about just looking at fraud from one simple angle. Physical security, um, cyber security, fraud, whistleblower, it is all applicable and it comes under the the government of the enterprise risk management. And if you want to really go up to the chain, if you really want to the top boss on the risk, it is what we're talking of the enterprise risk management and chief risk officers. And if you're a CFE, you have much, much higher chances, brighter chances to go up into as become the chief risk officer of an organization. Next slide, please. So this is again talking on the same lines that how the CFEs are saving into the frauds and increasing the bottom line. I will also like to add one very important point here is that we all do fraud examination. But in today's world, looking at privacy, looking at the laws becomes stringent. It has become a very, very important role that you should know that what is legal, what is not legal. And there is a very thin line between legal and illegal while you're doing a fraud examination. Especially if you're working with any of the US company or a European company or a global company or even an Indian company which has global offices, we should be clearly knowing that what is legal, what is not legal. CFE tells you what the ethics are, what the code of conducts are, and what is legal, what is not illegal in the fraud examination. How do you get the information legally? How do you use it legally, which can also be used into the court of law? In fact, when I teach law, there is a very, very important line when I say that it says that presume that every single investigation case, every single fraud examination case will go to court of law. Though in my 28 years of career, there has been none which has gone to court of law, but you never know which one case of yours goes to court of law. And if that has not been properly done, not only you, your entire organizations will be into a big soup. And we have seen people going to directors going to jail. We've seen people getting into trouble. The organization is getting huge amount of fine. CFEs will never do that. See, the fraud examiner will always be knowing that what is legal, how it is to be done, how ethically the investigation has to be done. And that is very, very important. You safeguard your organization into getting into these kind of problems. Not only you save yourself not going to jail, but you also save your organizations going into not only to bad side of it, but also going to bad press and then ultimately getting fines and share prices going down. You are definitely a big um, person who is going to safeguard your organization interest, not only by saving money, huge amount of money by stopping the frauds, but once the fraud examination or fraud happens, then reactively in a reactive scene where you have to investigate, you know how to legally investigate it, legally get the information and how the report has to be written. So there's a full chapter on how the report has to be written. How do you present the report to your board or ethics committee or ombudsman, whosoever in your organization looks into that case, and also then what actions needs to be taken. You know, we always tell that as a fraud examiner, you should not be attached to the decision. At times, I see people who get into the investigation, they say, okay, I have done this case. I know this guy is a fraudster. Going to ensure that this guy is going to be terminated. No, as a fraud examiner, that is not your job. As a fraud examiner, your job is to present the report and give it to the management and let management decide. I have an example, Suruchi. If I just 1 more minute, I'll just take a very quick example before handing over mic back to you. Uh, Here, I was working with one of a very large e-commerce company in the country. We did a very, very good case, and my client said, "Okay, now this guy is going to be fired." I said, "No, let's present this report to the team who's looking into this case." And when the report went to this client, the end user in the organization, they said, "No, it's okay. You know, we will do this. They have given this, this," and then they were able to find at least 2, 3 different things in that report saying that, you know, this does not call for a termination of the employee where they is still doing something which he should have done better way, but we will give him a warning. And my client, the security manager or the investigation manager who was my client, he got so upset that he actually put down his papers that the management doesn't need him. No, we don't need to be so emotional about the cases. Suruchi, over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing your insights on this. Yes, I am hoping everyone have understood. I'm sure people know the importance of it. We just want to share the practical side of it since we are a consulting firm and we also do a lot of investigation cases around it. And we ourselves, we have most of the team is a CFE who does this. We have got that kind of an experience, what a client would need and what exactly CFE can solve. Looking at from the career perspective, since we counsel day in, day out many professionals, we know it. Where have they now placed, where they came from, where did they start, and now what they are doing exactly. Also, CFE is also very important since it's a holistic certification. It also makes you an independent consultant as well. Even if you're not working anywhere, or if you're leading a team of yours individually, if you're looking forward to any business opportunities out in market, it is making you a CFP, making you an independent consultant, which can solve a lot of problem in different areas. Moving forward on that, this is what we covered. Why become a CFE? How to become a CFE is what I can see. The chat box is full of that. How Netrika can help. I'm so happy to see that everyone has come here to understand the entire thing, that what revolves around CFE. Also, how can you become a CFE? So as we've already spoken about the subjects, so there are 4 subjects that making you a CFE. You have to master these subjects, and you have to read these subjects, understand theory around these subjects to become a CFE. These are 4 independent subjects where the examination will also be conducted in a separate manner. So investigation is one module, and then you've got fraud deterrence and prevention. Then you've got law, which will teach you civil and common law, and then you have financial transaction. This is a very interesting. When we say financial transaction, everyone says that it will be some sort of a practicality around it, but we are testing and we are teaching you something else around it, as financial transaction is a very, because everything revolves around money, everything revolves around financials basically. That's why this is a very imperative part of the certified fraud examiner course. We'll be clarifying a lot of queries that has come on chat, but first we want to make you understand that how to become a CFE. Here, I will let you know the kind of steps that you follow. It will also cover a lot of questions that are on chat, that how to become a CFE. What is the starting point of it? Very correctly, people are asking that if I'm eligible or not. Yes, because ACFE says that one has to be eligible to sit for an exam. How to become, how will you read the subject, how will you gain the knowledge around it so that you can write an exam, it's secondary. First and foremost, you should be eligible. Everyone cannot become a CFE. They have to have certain sort of domain knowledge around what they need. There are about approximately 30 domains, different domains. Very common domains are fraud prevention, anything around fraud. Even people working in banks, if at all they're doing the transaction monitoring as well, also revolves around fraud. Anything in any domain, if you are looking at something to catch hold of something which is a fraud basically, or misappropriation, I would like to say, that also comes under this category. So you can also sit for an exam, but you should have minimum 2 years of experience in this domain. So anyone having less than 2 years of experience is anyway not eligible, but he can write an exam if he's, let's suppose somebody has completed 1 year, 6 months, or 7 months. He's just 3-4 months away or 6 months away from his completion of that 2 year point. He can still sit for an exam, learn it through, because things keep changing with ACFE. So whatever is currently, you should just try to complete it. You don't know what they add and what kind of difficulty comes later, or maybe they keep changing a lot of things. So you can always target it for a month, that within 1 month I'll become a CFE. I'll write the test. Only the certification, you can always show the past examination result to the organization, but the certification happens only once you submit your experience letter that you've completed the 2 years, but you can still sit for an exam. But your certified fraud examiner certification as a designation won't come in, because that's a combination of your experience and your written test. So that's why they say eligibility criteria is very important. Then how can Netrika help? Before I tell how can Netrika help, I would like to share what options do you have. So there are only 2 options. Netrika Exam Review Course is a CFE course only, given and licensed by ACFE. These 2 courses, which are the options to become a CFE, are ACFE's course only. They are not different, or we've not made something like, that this is what we're going to do it, because instructor-led classes, training classes are all across the globe in different part of the world, managed by ACFE completely. We are the facilitators. So we don't manage the course, the content, the examination, nothing. We are only the facilitator. We're bringing you the trainers who are your guides, basically, who are there with you, for you, to guide you and obviously master you on the subjects, also facilitating through a team who is hand-holding you on the training program and the certification as well, that how you should be. We guide people in and out every day, that what all you can do. We do a lot of counseling, a lot of support is there whenever you need to reach out, because if you go to ACFE US portal, you will have to talk to a chat box. Here you can give us a call on our toll-free number and we assist you from top to bottom, whatever you would like to know around the course. So this is the nutshell. So there are only two courses. One is the self-paced, that you just take a self-paced course on ACFE directly, and they give you a 2,700 page uh, book, basically a manual, and they give you the examination key and certain practice test. And then you do a self study on your any examination. If you've done any college, any examination, you take an NCRT book, and then the board is there. You have a schedule, you will do the examination. Then the knowledge, understanding, everything remains. You'll do a lot of self research and then master, and then try to attempt an examination, and then the probability, you would not know the probability of getting passed. So if you fail that, you can go for another attempt. They again will charge you for that attempt, so the probability is less. And I would like also Mr. Kaushik to deliberate on what self study does, how a person actually doesn't uh, he doesn't really foresee that when I will be writing the exam. He doesn't really catch up on the self study, because you all are professionals. You all are working professionals, and there are many women who are doing this course who have other part of the life as well. It's really difficult to catch up the pace when you're doing a self study. You can go by the examination and the book with them online, but are you really going for it? Are you making up time for it? Because we know it, we've bought it, and we've just we'll do it because we've spent money. We will have some sort of a motivation around it, but it's not going to be a complete motivation which comes with the other course, which is ACFE review course. We'll make you in the process of 30 days, that we register you, handhold you for incomplete eligibility check, registration of the documents, assisting on everything. Then doing the classes, a counselor is with you throughout your journey, who's making you do a practice test, guiding you virtually. He's like with you as a shadow mentor, who will be letting you that you are prepared for an examination or not. Are you really there? Because we have also stopped people that don't go for an examination. You are not looking prepared. At least you're saving your money for a reattempt. At least you are doing the right thing. And also we ensure that you complete all your four exams within 4 weeks, because these are weekend classes. And during that week, we also prepare you for the next examination, which you have just taken the class for. So the team is shadowing you to handhold you about it, and also do a lot of assistance in case you have doubts, even after the class, even before the class. When you're doing the practice test, the trainers are always available with you on a platform. That this is You can always contact your trainers, and you can clarify those doubts. So this is something, it's a hand holding process. It's a process oriented approach which helps you master the exam within 4 weeks. Time is important. Then investing the money is also important. When you've already invested money, if you're not able to clear the exam in the first go, what to do? So we help you, we save you from that kind of a situation. So we assist you from right from the eligibility criteria till the time you come. This is our responsibility, that you pass and you clear your exam within the stipulated time. I also would like a request Mr. Kaushik to deliberate on this, where he also has a lot of experience. We've met many people who've done the self preparation. How do they struggle, basically?
So
You
what
there, sir?
happens in
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happens in the self preparation is that when people take on the course, they go directly to the CFE. They will take the self preparation. What they do is they get busy with their routine work. So today I have a friend's party. Today it's a wife's birthday. Tomorrow it's my child's birthday. Then I have to do some other work. There is an office travel. No problem. I can do it tomorrow. I can do tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. When tomorrow never comes, your time, when you've taken that self preparation, that time is now coming to over. And in that same time, when you've already paid money to CFE, you've not even studied for a single day, then you started doing the exam in hurriedly and you do not pass it. That's where the main thing comes. Like I always say that is the coach of Sachin Tendulkar is a better batsman than Sachin? No. Sachin is the best batsman in the world, right? But he still needs a coach. He needs a coach to improve his technique. That's what we are going to do. You all are people who have been doing work into the fraud examinations, investigations, security. What is that we are going to do? We are going to help you to improve your skill to attempt the questions in a way that will help you to navigate the CFE exam. Once you know that what is the tricks, how do we exam, how do we attempt the exam, because there are good number of questions. There are approximately 100 questions which you need to answer, and you need to is it 100 or 150, Suruchi? I'm sorry, I've not taken exam for a long. It's been
100 questions, sir.
100 questions. So 100 question and the passing score is 75. You can't be taking a wrong. You don't. If you put a wrong answer, you're losing a mark on that. So it becomes a little tough for you. The time is very less. You can't do much. So you should know that how do we attempt those questions? What is that we need to study? So when we are doing investigations, the large section in the investigations come from the part of the interview technique. If you know how the interview technique works, your 40% or say 35% of your exam into investigation subject is taken care of. So we know which area to focus. There are 3,000 pages which in the self-study goes to you. It comes to you from the CFE. Now, you don't have time to read all those 3,000 pages. Even if you read, you do not understand which part, which aspect I spend too much time, which aspect I just understand and let it go. We as a authorized trainers teaches you, we guide you, we help you to understand that this area is the area where you need to put a lot of effort. You need to understand it thoroughly. This area you can just read through and be able to pass through the exam. Like in the schools, what we used to do, we used to go to school. We used to have still good teachers, but with the same teachers, we would go out and take a tuition. And why do we do that? We need somebody to handhold us, guide us, and take us to become the best batsman in the world, like Sachin's coach, Mr. Agarkar, has done. Every one of us need a coach to help us, mentor us to pass this exam. And that is what we are doing here.
Correct. One more thing
like
I would like to,
like in law exam, law is very, very technical. And when we read law, it becomes little tough and technical, although we do not teaches you the sections, we do not teaches you the parts of the law. It's just all about the understanding of the law. But there is a very, the entire law section, how it works is, if you understand the difference between common law and civil law and how the things are dealt in the court of law when it is in the common law system or when it is done in the civil law system. Once we have that, you will be easy. So what we have done is we have just made one single pager document of that, which we give to people, out of which 60-70% of the law understanding comes to you. So that is very important that we know what you should know exactly to pass the exam. We will help you to navigate the CFE exam in much better way by putting up less amount of time, but at the same time giving
Hello.
Are we audible? Yeah, are we audible? Maybe Ms Sanjay's Kaushik's network has gone bad, I think.
No, somebody removed me from the meeting. I got a message that you've been removed from the meeting. I'm surprised. But
Okay, so
we tell
sad.
you that how to navigate that CFE exam, but also in this shorter and a smarter way, how do you get a full understanding of the subject? So we are not saying that we are going to have a shortcut, which is not going to give you the better understanding of the subject. You will have the entire subject understanding in very detail, but we know how to smartly navigate the exam.
Absolutely. So this is very, very important aspect that why ACFE also tells you that if you want to learn and gain the kind of knowledge and you want to understand the career aspects as well, and navigate the exam in 30 days, you should be joining the review course. It is designed by them in a very brief manner where we're teaching you something which is most relevant to the examination. And we give you after every module that this is, please mark this is very important. We've come across cases where people say the questions that we discussed during the classes, 80% of the examination was from that questions. So that's very important because this is a customized module, as in the presentation, the content made to make people CFE in the fastest way possible. They also have a large book. We also give you that 3,000 book along with that, but we also, which they have given and authorized us to give you, which we give you is 375 pages, small fraud manual, which is very crisp and customized to master the examination. You learn the theory, you learn everything around the concept around it, how a question will be posed to you. It is, if you've heard or if you've spoken to any of the CFE, they will tell you the examination is the key here because they ask you a simple concept in a very twisted way. So we teach you how to read that twist in the language and the question during the class and through that manual as well. A question, how a question will be posed out to you. Uh, there are two questions looking like a similar concept, but we teach you how to see that there is a different on in the concept. They are asking this in this one because you have got multiple people say the MCQs are the easiest to do. No, MCQs pose out a confusion in the mind where all four looks very they look all look correct, but you need to, if you've understood the question well, you will know that this is C is the correct answer. This is what we teach you in the class, that yes, we clarify your confusion even after you gain the knowledge around the subject, but the confusion is always there, that this how the questions were asked basically. Looking at the eligibility criteria, there are questions which is saying that I'm a fresher. No, if you see, if you're a fresher, you have a bachelor degree, you will only score 40 points. Oh, sorry, 20 points. So this points multiplier will tell you that how can you calculate. So there is, you need those minimum points to become to check your eligibility, which will be checked through us when you wish to talk to us on the course, where uh, when you're a fresher, only a points given to your bachelor degree, or if you're a master's, point given to your master degree will be calculated. But you need, if you are adding, so if you're not having experience, important 20 points will be missed out basically, then which will not give you a total of 50 points. That's where you miss it. That you can always gain with the experience, but you can write an exam. So this is what the eligibility criteria is all about. We'll explain you more about it during a counseling session as well. We do it for you on your behalf as well when we are talking to you over a counseling session.
So
So
Suruchi, let's go
exact,
back to the slide back, please. So a lot of
yeah, sure,
people
sure.
have
Please go
a
ahead.
question on this. I could see a lot of questions around the eligibility
Please.
criteria. This is an
Mm.
important slide for anyone who's looking for eligibility criteria. That how do you calculate your point? What is that you require to have? So most of the people can look at this slide and it is easily calculating that how you can help to get the relevant details that whether you are eligible or not. So it is very, very important slide. People who want to, and I could see multiple
Take a
questions on
picture,
this.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
please have
click
a
a picture
look at
of
it.
this, yeah.
Thank you.
Monica, please drop a link also. We also have a link where you can go online and also put your and check your eligibility criteria. You can take a photo of this one as well. This is very self-explanatory. We will be also sharing the link to check your eligibility in the end of the session. Yes, thank you. Going back, basically the prep course is what you're getting out of it. As already told you, we've got the study questions, then you've got the fraud examiner manual, then it is a practice exam that's going to be there. The prep course is that you get when you register for it. Instructor led classes is a combination of two things with the review course. In fact, three things I would like to say. One is prep course, which is giving you a study material, which is giving you timed practice test, then giving you a manual, which comes only with review course, prep course. Then you get the access to the instructor-led classes. Then the third thing, you get a support, hand-holding, complete process-oriented support from Netrika to clear the exam in the first attempt itself. So this is the course is all about that. Then you get how you prepare for it. As I already told you that you will be on a fast track mode. Even if you miss any of the instructor class any given Sunday, when we are holding the classes session, you can always attend the another session. You get a chance to attend another session as well. If you missed out, you just have to let us know that this Sunday I'm not available. You will be getting a compensated class, and also you will be you will have an access to the instructor who could clarify your doubts. It's an interactive session. We've already mentioned that we will be holding. So we're holding two forms of classes now. A virtual class, which anyone can join from any part of the part of India. Then we have got physical classes, which are only as of now restricted to Gurgaon, as in Delhi, NCR, Mumbai, and Bangalore. The physical classes basically. So okay, so these physical classes are held only in these locations. You can always choose any of them and sit for the classes. And these are very interactive classes. We do a lot of practical understanding around it, and also the trainer tells you the technique around it, how to read a question, how to attempt a question, basically. Coming back to the agenda,
Monica,
when it's
Suruchi, just to Monica, can you please put everybody on mute? There are some background noise coming.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, yeah. So what is the agenda? How are we covering? So session 1, financial transaction and fraud schemes. These are the modules that are covered in a nutshell. So it's not a very heavy day that you think that how will I complete one session in 8 hours? We do a lot of as in the practical questions as well, and we are able to cover our course in that one day. And there are any questions or any understanding left, that is handholded by the trainer over the group that we have, where you will be added to, and you can always get back to us on that. Then we have law session, which covers the entire so Sanjay sir, would you like to take up the session as well, that what exactly are they learning under these subjects?
Sorry,
You
Suruchi,
must be
missed
on
that.
mute. Yeah,
Yeah,
if you can, if you would like to take up the sections that they study and what exactly they get to learn under those sections.
So, as we've told you earlier, that there are 4 subjects in this entire thing. The 4 subjects is financial transactions and fraud schemes, law, investigations, and fraud detection. These are the 4 subjects which we deal. Each subject or each topic will teach you a detailed about the entire topic. Like in the financial transactions, you will read about what is fraud, the fraud triangle. I'm sure everyone who are uh, here into the fraud investigations, they know the basics that what is the fraud triangle. Fraud triangle talks about the opportunity and sorry, I'm actually very bad with the throat. Uh, opportunity. So fraud triangle is something where we talk in detail about the opportunity, pressure, and rationalization. Something which is very, very basic, which we have already been talked about. Then we talk about the basic accounting and audit theory. We do not teach you accounts here. We do not teach you finance here. We'll be talking about the basic of accounting and auditing theory, which are used for fraud examinations. We'll talk of different types of fraud schemes. And then we'll talk of internal controls to deter fraud and other auditing and accounting matters. Similarly, when we come to law, as I already told you, we are not going to teach you the sections. We are not going to teach you the CRPC or IPC of Indian law. We're going to talk of the international law, and we're going to talk about familiarity with the legal ramifications. We're going to talk about the criminal and civil law. First of all, we're going to talk about the common law and civil law system. And then between that, we'll talk about criminal and civil law, rules of evidence. Rules of evidence is again a very, very important topic. How do you maintain the chain of custody? Most of the time we miss keeping the chain of custody is in the uh, entire investigations. And if a proper chain of custody is not kept, the judge might not even admit your evidence, even if it is relevant, it is important. If it is not there, it will be a difficult thing. And the rights of the accused. So there are rights of the accused which are not only by your country where you are working, but also there are international conventions because of which even the accused gets a lot of rights, like you get the right to get the lawyer, and you also get the uh, lawyer to you get a call, you can make a call, you can also get a uh, anything, the charge sheet, even if the what is you're alleged for, to be explained to you into the language which you understand. So if you're traveling to another country, and if if you're going to China, you have the international rights, human rights, where you should be given the chance to get it into your language which you understand, or English or whatever language you understand. So those are the things which are important. I see a lot of messages coming up that they're not seeing able to see the slide. Just log out and log in again, because the slides are pretty much visible, and few of you are not able to do it. Please log out and log in again. So that could be easily done. Third and fourth subject is investigation and fraud prevention and deterrence. Investigation talks about the methodology, different types of investigation. One of the larger subject, as I already talked about, is the investigation and interview technique. It is important for Suruchi. I see a lot of people saying not able to see the slide. Monica, can you have a look into that? Because I can see the slide and I've logged out from the outside, so
I can also see this. I'm a student. I can also see.
Yeah, so if it is visible, so people who are not able to see, it's probably their network issue. So investigation and interview technique is a very, very large subject. We spend at least 40% of the time on that. We take a good amount of questions over there. You talk about how do you take the statements, how do you obtain the information, what is the public domain. These days we talk of a lot of OSINT, which is open source intelligence. How do you trace the illicit transactions, where the information is available, where all you can get the information, and then how do you write the report? What is the best format to write the report? How do you present it? What it should include, what it should not, who should be writing the confession statement? So it talks about detail on the investigation. Then we come to the fraud prevention and deterrence. The subjects talk about why people commit frauds and ways to prevent it. I'm a big fan of always saying that the fraudsters are very, very smart people. They are not fools, because they are the people who are able to find the faults and the loopholes between the well-drafted processes and the policies of your organizations. And it is not only the small organizations. We have seen the biggest and the biggest of the organizations facing the fraud. So these are the people who can actually find the loopholes into the well-drafted policies. So who are the people and how do we prevent that? We talk about crime causation, white collar crime, occupational fraud. Then how do we prevent the fraud? Then we talk of FRA, which is very, very important, the fraud risk assessment. And then we talk of the code of professional ethics of ACFE. I'm sure every organization have their own own code of conducts, but I think ACFE also has a important code of professional ethics, and we all as a fraud examiners have to have the highest level of ethics to be followed. Otherwise, it becomes you are debarred from ACFE. Suruchi, over to you. I'm sure this is your important slide.
Great. Thank you so much. Any questions around the course curriculum, you can drop into the chat. We'll try to answer them. So going back to why instructor-led classes, we've coincides this in a very, very short and a brief format that yes, you get a 4-week dedicated learning and practice. Learning doesn't end or just begin with the instructor-led one-day program of that module, the particular section. We do a pre-prep for you. We do the post-prep for you, where we make sure that you are aligned with the examination. So we have our own different process, which is aligning you to see through that success with the journey that you're going to take along with us within those 30 days. So why we say 30 days, we're completing the 4 weeks, 4 modules, but in between also, we just request you to give us 3 days in your week, 1 hour or a 2-hour practice. Go do what we want you to do so that you are there and you are doing it in the right format and doing it in the fastest possible manner. Then we do the course, as I told you, the presentation that is shown during the module as well. It's very coincided. The questions that we pick up from a large module, which are the modules that we discussed, we take you back to what is very important from the examination standpoint. So we give you the tip on how you have to master the concepts which are tested in the examination. There will be a lot of learning, which is of course a holistic learning for you, for which you're becoming a certified fraud examiner. But how to master the exam, that will be done during the class. Then you can, as we said, we attend the session in case that any unfinished preparation is there. You also have the model test paper access, which are extensive test practice questions and review questions that are only in the review question, only in the course that you will be accessing, which will tell you your progress as well. Then there are networking opportunities. We have about 25 to 30 people, or about 20 minimum people in one virtual session and in the physical session as well. You get to network with people, your fellow industry colleagues, and there are many people who are seniors and from different industries as well. You get to network with them. As I already told, that the examination will be from the portions taught in the class. So it is very important. When you're doing a self-prep, you don't know where the questions will come from. But here you will be taught from the examination standpoint. Chances of passing are more. Of course, why we say more, we've got a proven track record of 97% passing successful CFA exam in the first attempt with Netrika. As we said, we've already had 500 people who've done the course with us, more than that. And they are able to pass the exam as they've in the stipulated time, or even if not, they're delaying it as well. We've made sure they pass it in the first attempt. You get the flashcard app as well in the course, which is a practice app, and you also get the access to the full course. Basically, when you're doing a self prep, you don't get the short manual. When you're doing a review course with the trainer, you get, because this is the, you can say, the trainer's guide basically for the examination that you get during the course. Coming to examination, please listen to this one. It's very, very important. Don't leave the session before listening to this one. What exactly, how will you be going for an examination? So there's a way, we've got a third party, which is Prometric, where you will be tested. So you have to schedule your exam from your laptop at your choice, whatever slot you want. It's going to be a 2-hour exam, 100 MCQs, 75 correct question you must have to go for an exam, as in must have to completely pass the examination. The course is valid for 2 years if you're not giving any exam. Your ACFE portal will be active in that state that you have the course prep course with you, practice test with you, examination keys are valid. But if you are attempting any one examination also, you must complete all the 4 exams within 2 months only. So that's what we tell you. That's what we make, practice with you, along with you, and guide you on, that you must not start your examination if you're not sure of passing it. We will guide you that you're there or not. So that's this. These are few things which are administered by ACFE directly. We have no control, but we would like to share with you. So these are 4 separate examination. You can test yourself by a home proctored Prometric examination, or if it's you're in any of the metro city, you can go to Prometric Center to avoid any sort of network issue or any sort of
Suruchi, you became on mute.
Sorry?
No, you came on mute.
Okay. Yeah, maybe everyone is putting the button to everyone. So yes.
Suruchi, again, you are on mute. I think there is some issue. Unmute yourself. Suruchi, you are on mute.
We are not able to hear you.
Suruchi, you are on mute. Suruchi,
you're not audible.
Status guide.
You're not
I'm not
audible,
audible?
Suruchi.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, now you are. Now you are. No, again, not Suruchi. We can't hear you. Suruchi, we can't hear you.
Suruchi, not able to hear you.
Payment plan, which is very important, but what
Suruchi,
exactly
you need to
are you
restart.
not getting?
Suruchi, you need to restart your slide from the beginning, what you were speaking, because you were on mute for most of the time. Nobody is able to understand what you were saying.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Am I good?
Yes, now you're good.
Am I audible? Yeah.
Yes,
So
please.
examination, as I said, that there will be separate 4 examinations. Then it's going to be an online examination or a Prometric center that you can choose to give your examination at, to avoid the technical issues or disturbance in your environment. Then you've got about 60 days to complete your exam if you start your examination. So if you've given investigation at the first examination, you have only 60 days to attempt the rest of the sections. But if you're not started it, this will be valid. The exam keys are valid for 6 months, and the course in your portal is valid for 2 years as the prep course that you get, the examination material and everything that you'll get. This is 100 MCQs. You need to have 75 correct to pass that particular section. This is about the examination. Going to your study on your own versus CFE exam review course. What is the difference? There is a huge amount of difference. You see the administrative guidance there. You have to check your own, and everything you need to do your own on the site, where you have to submit your application, complete your applications, because the application state is also a important process that you fill in. the kind of documents you need to submit, then there is no discussion in class, or there's no study group that you get. And then there is no on-site testing. So you don't get to go to the Prometric Center and do the testing program. You have to do the home proctored if you're doing a self-prep. Then you have, there's no community, there'll be a community which are like a global community. Here you get the community access of the Indian community who are completing the exam or have completed the exam already, to at least like maybe coordinate with, and then you need to learn through the experience. ACFE study material remains same in both the courses, but the presentations in our course is totally customized for the examination perspective, and the short manual that you don't get on the study on your own. Then the most important part is instructor-led classes, the authorized trainer-led classes. You don't get access. Then there's a cost implication. The self-preparation course is about $1,300 US. Here we have certain, we charge you $700 to $900 more on accessing the instructor-led classes and the kind of support that we give you. This is going to be a little more cost for you to incur, but yes, the difference is huge, where you see everything is there on the right hand side, and the payment plans are very flexible. Here, custom, as in accommodating the audience, the Indian audience, we say that we are okay to have, since you complete your course within 4 weeks, we're okay to have the EMI that you can go for. In ACFE, when you're doing a self-prep, you have to shell out 100% advance, $1,300 totally. So going to also introducing you to the authorized trainers in India as of now. So Mr. Sanjay Kaushik, as you're meeting today, he's the lead authorized ACFE trainer. He's also managing director at Netrika, who as I told you, the kind of experience he's got. You're meeting him today. Then we've got Karnal Dhavalgi, who's also the authorized trainer for ACFE review course. He's executive director at Netrika. He manages the forensic and investigation practice also at Netrika. Then we've got Mr. Surat Mukherjee. He's the authorized trainer. Also, he's working he's a veteran in the industry. He's working as head investigation at one of the organization. I think this is not his career, he's just changed his organization. You can find him on LinkedIn as well. So all of these 3 trainers can be found on LinkedIn. You can connect with them for the further understanding or questions that you may have. Also would like everyone to just see kind of question, the kind of difficulty we were talking about basically during the examination, and the kind of question it is posed. So we will take you through one sample prep question in each section, and we'll develop your understanding around it. You all can, we will be asking from your understanding what you think the answer should be. And then you can always answer those, drop your answers in the chat box, and then we'll try to build up the understanding over it. Over to you, Mr. Kaushik. Mr. Kaushik, our lead trainer for today, will be taking you through the prep questions, and we'll be clarifying your understanding. Yeah.
So why we have put 4 sample questions here is that we all say that we have been doing investigations for so many years and we know everything. But how do we actually look at what is the correct answer and what is it from the ACFE standpoint? Because what we probably do in India is not correct, or it's not the way it has to be dealt globally. So let's look at the first question. Carter, a CFE for Universal Designs, learns that Wendy, a shrewd salesperson with a reputation for bending or ignoring rules, has close relationships with several Universal Design customers. Carter also knows that Wendy has an excessive gambling habits. Carter has sufficient predication to accuse Wendy directly committing fraud, alert management that Wendy might have committed fraud, alert Wendy's phone, check Wendy's phone, computer, and messages for evidence of wrongdoing, conduct discreet inquiries about Wendy's work as a salesperson. So please put your answers into the chat box. I've already seen a couple of them answering T. Let's see what is the right. We'll just wait for a few more seconds. Let's go to the next slide for the answer. What's the correct answer? The correct answer is D. I see a lot of people answering B and C as well. No, that's not the correct answer. And when we even when we teach, we take every small subtopic. So like investigation is a large topic, a full subject. We have broken down into small subtopics, and after end of every subtopic, we take these sample questions even during the class. So which makes you keep understanding the format of the questions which will keep coming in the exam, and how do you answer that, and what is the right answer and why it is. So like this, in this question, if you see the answer, we have given you an entire detail of why this answer is correct, what it is mean. Every question, sample questions which we take during the class will have these kind of explanations. Next slide. So this is a question from Financial Transactions and Fraud Scheme chapter. This says, according to B. F. Skinner, the most effective way to modify person behavior is through punishment, positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement, none of the above. This is an important and interesting question. Put your answers into the chat box. Fantastic. I see a lot of people answering B. Yes, the answer is B, because as for B. F. Skinner, who was a very renowned behavior scientist, he says that it is through only a positive reinforcement a person can be corrected. Next slide, please. Can I have the next slide? Yeah. This is coming from the fraud detection and fraud prevention. Which of the following are the two main theories to control corporate criminal behavior? Prevention and detection, deterrence and enforcement, assessment and reliance, compliance and deterrence. Okay, a lot of questions, answers coming in. Let's see what the correct answer is. Let's move to the next slide. The answer is D. I see people answering A, people answering C. No, that's answer. Correct answer is D. And I see some of our, even the people who have done the CFE answering, they are answering correct. So thank you for even taking an active participants in this. Next slide, please. This is from law. In the context of an employee interview, all of the following actions could result in liability for false imprisonment. Expect. So even before we go here, when we take the class, we will tell you what the false imprisonment is, what does it mean, how do you avoid it, and then take it. So what is that is going to result in a liability for false imprisonment? Locking the door at an interview, standing in front of an exit to an interview room, telling the interviewee that may not leave the room, telling the interview that they are required to answer the question. Now, this is a very important way the question is framed. So this says all the following actions will result in liability for false imprisonment expect. So there is one point which is right and rest of them are wrong. A lot of people are answering A, C, D, A, B, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. So I see a lot of confusion here. The right answer is, let's see, is D probably. Let's see. Yeah, right. The correct answer is D. The correct answer is D, because asking a person, not, just asking the person to answer the questions. We talk about Miranda warning, but it's a detailed thing. When we take a class, we talk about Miranda warning, which will help you to get out of this liability. You will not be facing any liability there. So back to you, Suruchi.
Thank you so much, going to the important section for today's webinar, then we'll take up questions quickly. So what is an opportunity do you have, upcoming opportunity if you're planning to do and join the course? So right now we're mentioning only the upcoming ones, the March and the April batch. Then we also have April batch in Bangalore that we're planning for a physical class as well. And we also have physical class in Mumbai, which is unannounced as of now, but yes, you have opportunities. These are the batches for virtual class. You can always look up to the look. You can mark your calendars if you are trying to this 1/5 March batch that is starting, and then we've got 2nd April. When you're targeting any of these batch, make sure that you are at least having 7 days in advance at your hand to start with any of the batch, because we get the application support done and do a bit of a self prep before you join any of the batch. Then we've also, it's a very new thing that we've launched right now, is financial year end enrollment benefits. We've got referral group discounts and we've got corporate group discounts. We've also student scholarships. When we say student scholarship, that doesn't mean that any fresher can join, and this has nothing to do with that. We have special discounts from ACFE for the people who at the start of their careers. They've got special scholarship on the pricing that we have. We will be rolling that out to you in the email that we're going to send after this. Then we've got certain industry and association specific discounts as well. So these all discounts come from ACFE directly. So you can always ask the team to assist you on this. We now come to the most important section of our webinar, where we would like to hear from the alumni, basically, who have completed the course recently with us, and they are your industry colleagues, and they would like to share their experience and how did they, the thought came, and then how did they master the journey and completed an are a successful CFE, any career advancement that must have happened for them. So they're going to deliberate all that. So I would request Mr. Jatin Arora to come online if he's there. Jatin, are you there? Okay, okay. I could see Mr. Narpat Singh in the meeting. Narpat, would you like to take it up, please, on this one, where we would like you to share your experience and how did you target your CFE course?
Yeah, thanks, Ruchi. Hey, good afternoon all.
Thank you.
Hope you're having a good weekend here. So, talking about this CFE course, I think I was in the same position where you are right now. If you're looking forward to doing a certification course with a ACFE directly, then you are thinking, okay, there is a 2000 pages workbook is there who will study, and we are not having time as well. And how Netrika is coming into the picture, which accelerate your speed to achieving this certification program within 30 days. So basically for this is the summarization. Okay. As Suruchi mentioned over this slide, that from a ACFE side, there are certain access you are having, but not like instructor training, summarize your training material for self-study, and support and guidance also. Okay, so that is why I choose Netrika after having this conversation and advantage I was getting from the Netrika supports. And I did this clear CFE certification program within the same time frame as they are committing. But yes, there was some extension to that just because of mine this wrongdoing, because I was scheduling the exam for the next day, but there was no slot, unfortunately. So it took me 2 extra weeks to finishing my certifications. So I would also suggest you for this your preparation. Okay, while you're having the classroom or virtual training from Surat or from Mr. Sanjay or from Mr. Kanal also. So post that, just go for the practice exam for at least twice. Then you will see, okay, what I have learned from the class and where I'm standing. Precisely, you would be standing nearby 60% to 70% in your first attempt or second attempt. Then you need to go back to your this summarized study material Netrika will provide to you. Then you will clear your all of the doubts. Then in the next attempt, you might reach the limit of 80%. And if you are scholar, then maybe you goes up to 90%. But still, that is not the case. After achieving 85 or 90, you will be clearing this exam. There might be some twist, as you have seen in the last questions. There was one tricking point words was there, accept. That accept has made entire answer changed. So this kind of confusion you will be seeing, which would be differ to your this practice exam in the module and differ to your real exam. So clearing this all kind of doubt is the self-study and understanding. So in a first attempt, I think in a class you are going, you will not clear all of the things. That's why I'm suggesting do a class session, then do a practice, then again go back to the study material. Then your all of the doubt will get clear, and at least you need to give your practice exam at least 10 to 15 times. And after that, you will be quite confident. All the answer would be surrounding in your mind while you are seeing your question on the this live exam. So this will be helpful for you. And review session also is the one of the key, because there whether you are doing a right answer or wrong answer, it will give you the explanation of the answer, why it is the answer is A or B or C, whatever. Okay, that will help you to crack your exam. And yes, the expertise of Mr. Sanjay, Mr. Surat, the trainers, the way they will take you through with the class and the summarized study material is the quite main advantage, you can say, beneficial material for you to crack in this exam. So don't worry if they are saying 97%, I'm damn sure it is a 99%. And 1% would be someone who is not doing or not adhering their guidance. That is how anyone can fail.
Thank you.
Otherwise, there is a 100%
Thank
of
you,
chances to
Narpat.
clear the exams.
Thank you so much, Narpat. Thank you. You've been so kind to share your experience.
Yes.
I'm audible. Yeah,
Yeah.
great.
I took
Thank you.
a bit
Thank you
more
so
time.
much.
Thank you.
No, thank you all.
All the
Good
best.
hearing you, hear back from you. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Narpat. Then going back to Jatin. Jatin, you're there, I can see.
Yeah.
Hi, welcome to the session. Thanks for joining in and coming on board for sharing this experience. Please go ahead. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Suchi, for giving me the opportunity to speak in this session. So, hi guys, my name is Jatin, and I'm a BTech MBA graduate. So I started my career like 8 years back but I started handling customer complaints related to fraud. So that was my first experience with the fraud activities going around in the digital payments world. So, with like time and expertise, I have worked in multiple brands like Mobiquick, Citibank, and now I have joined startup where I'm building a safer payment ecosystem uh, to contain mitigate fraud. So my expertise has been into compliances of regulatory and risk management and fraud investigations. So when we talk about fraud investigations, that you need to have your entire skill set very upgraded to the up to the market, because in our profession, fraudsters have a tendency to change their way of thinking, like how they do new type of fraud, new patterns that come up in the market with the evolving technology. The psychology also changes of the fraudsters. So basically, also need to, like, when we are containing fraud, we are doing fraud investigations. It gets mandatory for ourselves also to upgrade our skills. So that's how I decided to go for the CFE certification. And when I did a thorough research, I got the name of Netrika. And after doing a consultation round with the with Monica here, my confidence built up, and I decided to join Netrika for to pursue my journey with for the CFA certification. However, like being an MBA, BTech MBA guy, I was under impression that it will get difficult for me to like pursue this certification because I don't have a financial qualification like CA. But when I talked to the consultant and when I got the insights that it is quite possible because the pattern, the thorough content of the Netrika is quite precise, and because they are only authorized partner of uh, ACFE in India. So I got confidence to join them, and then when I started taking training sessions from Suraj sir, Sanjay sir, so my confidence got really high, and I cleared all my doubts before appearing for an exam. So it is much better if you score at least 90% in your practice exam sessions, so that you do not get to the second attempt. You clear all your exams in the first attempt. So, like, I got a very good support from Netrika. Like, I could not attend 1 or 2 classes in between because of my audit, ongoing audit in the organization. But everything was managed very smoothly, and all my doubts, all the sessions were given on time and as per my requirement. And that I'm very thankful to Netrika for this. And finally, when I cleared CFE, so I started receiving multiple calls from various organizations for the new jobs also. So yeah, I would say that it was a smooth sail with Netrika, and it was like clearly sliding on the butter for the CFE certification. I would highly recommend if you are looking for uh, your career in the fraud investigation part, then I would recommend that you need to just give a chance to Netrika. Your career will boost up.
Yeah, most importantly, give a chance to take up CFE course as soon as possible because it will give you certainly your career upliftment, right, Jatin?
Yeah.
Great. Thanks for sharing your thoughts. Moving to Mr. Yash Soni, today's, I think we've got the last speaker for today as a guest speaker. Yash, over to you. You're not audible. Please unmute yourself. No, not audible. You're not audible. Maybe you would like to remove your earphones and then speak. No. Yes. Can you try now, Yash? Yeah, you're audible now, Yash. Yeah, very much. Please go ahead. No, not audible, not audible. So we'll take the questions in the meantime. So over to the questions. Anything which is left unanswered, could you please repaste them in the chat box? We've tried answering all the questions via messages reply in the chat box. Any questions unanswered, I can take that up and trainer can also take that up. Umesh, we do not provide the CPP course. CPP is done directly through ACES International. Maybe you can change the source of microphone. Somebody's suggesting, Yash, you have to remove your microphone is not working. How many attempt the exams? 1 attempt per exam. However, you can take up to 3 paid attempts if you don't pass the first attempt. Number of attempts, 3 attempts, but in the course, you get 1 complimentary attempt and we make sure you clear your exam in the first attempt itself. I've completed my graduation in BCom honors, having 3 years experience, professional career. Fraud is 1 year. We need to check your resume. You will get the numbers that are there here. You can drop any of us your resume and we will come back to you. You have to check when you're saying prior experience, we have to check if it can be maybe listed into fraud, because there are certain roles and responsibilities you don't look at it as a fraud prevention or checking the misappropriation, but we know that it can be counted, so we'll assist you on that. I am a qualified CA intermediate, will completing CFE open any good opportunities. Sanjay sir, over to you this question. Ms Gunjan Agnani is asking a question. What good opportunities if she's not completing CA as well, if she becomes a CFE instead?
So for CFE, it is not important to be a CA. In fact, a lot of CAs also come and do CFE, because if you want to make your career into CFE fraud examination domain, it is important that you are a CFE. CA is just for auditing and your normal taxation and other purposes. For becoming the expert in CFE domain, fraud examination domain, you need to have CFE. The most of the time, the organizations these days ask you if you are a CFE, if they are posting any job opportunity into fraud examination domain. So that's what you get, exactly a boost to your career if you're a CFE.
Even if you're not a CA, CFE as well take you to a quite common level as CA as well, because CFE has become a very popular certification. There's no comparison between two. That's an academic one that you are there, and the roles could be different here. But yes, CFE also spots a fair chance in your career. Megha is asking, can you help me with the job roles of the alumni and the company they got after completion of CFE? We can share that with you. You can connect with the alumni again over LinkedIn and have a direct chat as well. And my colleague Monica she's the CRM lead for Netrika, customer relationship manager. She can always guide you with the portfolio of the alumni. We've got more than 500 alumni. You can always contact anyone. We've seen that people after completing the course thanking us also that they got placed on another job role as well, and whatever the company they were wishing to get into.
So I saw
that.
somebody asking that we do plan to start a class in Jaipur. Chaitanya, we will definitely love to provide a hotel stay to all of us. We'll be happy to see the Pink City. I know the highway from Delhi to Jaipur has become fantastic. Somebody just told me it just took him 3.5 hours. Beautiful highway, and Jaipur has been a lovely city always. We'll happy to come over, bring all the candidates over there, arrange the stay and boarding and lodging. We'll do that. As of now, no, the plan is no. We don't have any too many members, but if we have 15 members plus, we'll be happy to do that.
Yeah, any of your network you would like to, maybe in the city, if you are connected to the network that are maybe they want to do CFE, you can maybe work together and bring the course to Jaipur, and the trainer will for sure travel down and teach you in person as well. It will be Arab. Yes, I have 14 years of branch banking experience, branch operations head. Yeah, this is very much relevant. You do a lot of misappropriation check while during the branch. We've seen this kind of a profile also getting approved. Again, I would like to say just drop the CV at the number given, any of the number given, and we'll come back to you. Yes. Santosh, we are planning for Bangalore training in April. This is a requirement from one of our clients. We already have the active enrollments there. You may connect with the team and we'll let you know. Okay, what is this? Any other questions? I think we've taken up, want to attend physical classes in Mumbai. Sure, address, we will be keeping it somewhere around the airport, and my team can connect with you. I think we've covered most of the questions here. Anything here left, we will be writing a FAQ document and sending to everyone so that everything is answered in one go and understood in one go. It was pleasure hosting you, all of you guys here today, and having the experience to interact with you. You've got the numbers and the email connects displayed on the screen. You can take a picture and we can drop it at the chat box as well, and you can connect with us directly. Thank you so much. I would like to also thank my team who's helped me for the session today. Ms. Monica, Mr. Puneet, Atish, Aparna, Naveen, Aditi. If I am missing anyone, Ratika, of course. So everyone out here, thanks to you guys for turning around the beautiful session for us today. Thanks. Most importantly, I would like to thank my co-trainer, co-speaker today, Ms. Sanjay Kaushik, for giving us the opportunity to attend this session today and sharing his experience. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks, everyone. We are coming to the end of the session. You can always take the credentials here. We'll come back to you if anything. Okay.
Yeah, thank you,
Okay. The
everyone.
course
Have a
fee,
great
we've
weekend.
already, yeah,
Hey,
we've
thank
already
you.
shared the course fee already. It's 2,000 discounted price, which is there, and we've got different options to enroll, which we've already taken it up. We'll be sharing this presentation all over again with all the participants. You can ask the particular question from there as well again.
Suruchi,
Thank
2000
you.
USD.
Thanks. Yeah, it's $2,000. That's what I've said. 2,000.
No, you just said
2,000
2000.
US dollars. 2,000 US dollars. It is, and in INR, it's approximately 1,65,000, 60,000. I don't know what the dollar rate is currently. It's a discounted price, valid only for the enrollments till 31st of March for any of the batch which are there coming up. You can
Okay,
always
bye.
enroll, as
Thank
you
you,
said.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have
Yeah.
a great weekend. Thank you.
Thank you. And 3 EMIs that you have, you can always pay the first EMI, block your discount, start any of the session which is there in coming up year in the new financial year as well. Courses fee in ACFE website is slide share is different. We've shared only the discounted price. If you go to ACFE, the listed price is 2,200 US dollars. Shreya, I hope that answers your question. Exam fee, practice test, manual, everything is included. There is no additional cost. Everything is included, even the complimentary classes that you do. If you miss out on a classes, the cost is also included there. Yes. That's about it, I think. Exam fees, examination fees included. In fact, the reattempt fees is at a discounted price is also there. It's $50. Otherwise, if you do a self-preparation course, it is $100. So if you're going for a reattempt in case of anything happened, the discounted fee reattempt is also less in this course. Physical classes, no, the physical classes fee is little bit different. I think $200 more, which is a F&B charge. Yes, Santosh sir, the overall cost is 1.60 if the dollar rate is, I don't know about the dollar rate today, approximately. Any more questions? $164 as per today's dollar rate. I think we've taken up all the questions for now. Examination fee is included, very much included. Thank you so much. Thanks for having us today on the webinar. Looking forward to interact with you in near future. I'm available on my LinkedIn and the WhatsApp number as well. You can connect with me directly. Sakshi, yes, this is possible. You please connect with the team. Puneet, please connect with Sakshi Tuteja. We can guide you how this can be taken care. All right, take care.